Boop. Hey everybody,
What up?
welcome to your next favorite game. I'm Bronson. That's Aaron.
Hi.
Hi, we're here to talk to you about hopefully your next favorite game on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
That's the hope.
That is the hope. That's the dream.
It's about finding games on Game Pass that you might like, and yeah, last week was interesting. Specifically, that Gears of War Ultimate Edition was something.
Fucking ass.
God, that's a bummer.
So it is. I'll agree with you. That is a bummer. I agree with that.
But for this week, we have a couple titles that I don't think either of us would describe as bad. That's my guess.
Not bad. Interesting.
Okay, at the least. All right.
I would be, yes, I would say that in my case, interesting.
Fine. I will take that.
And like, yes, I played The Medium.
The Medium. Okay, so I want to talk about this game, as in I want to ask you questions and then you talk about this game, because this is a new release. Isn't this like the first exclusive?
This is, well, like, not the first, but like like of the Series X. Yes, this is their first.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Game Pass exclusive.
Game Pass exclusive. Gotcha.
A majig they're doing.
All right. So what is this?
So this is a horror puzzle adventure game. So what that means is, like, it's from Bloober Team, the people who made the Blair Witch and Observer, and so they made the Blair Witch and they made Observer, and they made a couple other like smaller experiences, but those are kind of like the big two that they get a lot of credit for, and they get a lot of love over.
Okay.
I guess is the best way I would describe it. And this game, in a lot of ways, it feels dated as fuck.
Okay. Yeah, you described this a little bit to me before. In what way? Like
it very much reminds me of, like, someone took a old school PS2 horror game and combined it with like a Monkey Island, not in tone but in gameplay, style adventure game, and put some stealth elements to it. And I think that if you're used to playing that kind of game, or you've played that kind of game in the past, you'll probably have a great time with it.
Okay.
Like, it does some really cool stuff. First I'll talk about the good. Like, one, visually it looks great.
Okay.
It does some interesting things with ray tracing and reflections. It does this thing where, like, she's a medium, so she can be in two worlds at once, and like the game will literally fucking split screen and render two worlds at once.
That was like the big thing in the trailer that I saw. That was like kind of mind blowing. And PS5's kind of doing something kind of like that with Ratchet and Clank in the game that's going to be coming out soon, right?
Ratchet and Clank's just like loading new levels like instantly.
Oh, just straight new levels.
Yeah, it's just like, oh hey, you were in one level, new one now.
But this is different.
This is very different. This is like rendering two at the same time, which, like, that's less of the SSD's job. This is just like, look at all this horsepower we have, baby. Check out this 4K rendering two games, but not really.
Sure.
Because like the layout of the world is the same.
Okay.
But like, I feel as though if you're used to that kind of game, or you played it in the past, like, you'll pick this up and like be like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's a unique thing that no one does anymore.
Right.
And like, you'll have a good time with it. Like, I know plenty of people have picked up. A lot of people have really like. I think the story is interesting. It has some cool setup. I think the game looks great. They do the kind of thing that's a lot of horror games do, where it's like kind of a monotone color palette.
Yeah, like, I'm noticing that here.
I hope you all like gray and brown, and orangish dirt.
It's the late 2000s all over again.
Yeah, it's man. Gears of War. Did you like Gears of War's color palette? Well, here you go. So yeah, like that's a so yeah, that's a big thing that it did, and it's so I like that. And at times, like that split world stuff, the puzzle stuff is really neat. Finding stuff in the world, the way they do storytelling, also really neat. I think all that's like really cool stuff. But I also think that it like could have used a couple more months in the oven,
Oh,
like because like it has the issue a lot of the old adventure games have where, well, I'm gonna slam my character's face across every square inch of this screen
mm-hmm.
until I get a button prompt that works with my whatever tools I have.
Great.
Or I'm gonna go slam my character's face across every square inch of these screens until I find the item I need to do the button prompt that I've already found.
Yeah.
And then there's just the fact that like because the camera is fixed, like the old Resident Evils, like the old Silent Hills, you won't see some shit sometimes until you're like right next to it. Or like you'll want to look at something and be like, well, I can't because camera angle, and
Great.
it once again like it's been fucking what? When was the last time they put out like a horror game of this style? Like, you know, those Resident Evil remakes, like 20 years ago now. So it's like when did RE make come out? Like when did Res RE remake come out? Like when did that shit happen?
Hmm.
Yeah, like 05.
Okay.
Like, oh no, 02.
Oh wow. All right.
So like yeah, it's been like it's almost been
Literally
like
20
literally
years.
20 years.
Wow.
And so it's just like to sit here and play it and be like play a game like this and have to deal with those same fucking camera angles or like that,
Yeah.
or you know, like one of my favorite games of all time is Monkey Island, right?
Sure.
Because I love the humor.
Yeah.
But like the gameplay of Monkey Island, fucking just like click on every fucking thing. Click on everything you can see.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, and this game doesn't have the logic issue that Monkey Island or those with like Full Throttle had, where it's like, oh, of course you combine the chicken with the wheel to go across.
Right.
Like it's a lot more common sense at least, but it's still just like, okay, try to combine all the things. Yeah, that was a thing back in the day, where it's just like,
Yep.
here, if I combine the wheel with the chicken with this, I can get past the tribesmen.
Yeah.
Grim Fandango also had that problem. I actually remember like audibly saying, "Oh fuck you, game," when playing Grim Fandango on my Vita like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like when, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my microphone went that. When my iPhone, my headphones, I had it set to the wrong thing.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so, but yeah, like I remember like audibly like getting to certain puzzles going like, "Oh fuck you." It's just like,
Yeah.
and this doesn't have that, but it still has like moments where I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake, where is this item?
Right.
And that's kind of what stopped me from playing it. After a point, I was just like, I don't like that. And then there's still sections where you gotta hide, and there's escape sections, and both of those are fine.
Okay.
I think that sometimes the runaway sections, like because of the camera, can be a bit janky.
Of course.
Just like because of just like the like, I just feel like a couple more months to direct you where items are,
Mm-hmm.
a couple more months of playtesting to like find items easier and make puzzles more laid out. I think that a couple more months to make like the escape sections and stuff like that a little more polished. Like just everything feels like, it just feels like this game is very much a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10, or like a 3 out of 5, bordering on a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
And just like it's just like so close to being great, but it's just good. It's just like the story's good, but the main protagonist kind of sucks.
Oh, great. Okay.
Like, well, she doesn't suck, but they're like her acting is very flat.
I
And
see what you're
she's like
saying. Okay.
not engaging really. Like like you look at like famous characters in video games, like they're engaging. Like,
Yeah.
even if they're not like the most like colorful, like happy people in the world, it's like, fucking Big Boss is like, or Solid Snake's like serious as fuck, but he's cool,
Yeah.
engaging, and like like same thing with like Sam Fisher or like I'm trying to think of like something in a game like this. Like what's the girl's name from Silent Hill 3? Help me out here.
Chat.
Anyone chat, who's the protagonist of Silent Hill 3? We need you have a mission.
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up.
All right.
Because I really like her a lot, and I think of this very much. Heather Mason.
Okay.
Heather Mason. Okay, and I think like very much could have been like a her type deal, but like an adult, and that could have been cool. But
yeah,
I don't know. Overall, like, I think if you're into this kind of game or you're curious, definitely give it a look. I can't outright be like, hell yeah, play it. But
sure.
I think that if you're interested in things with a horror setting or a horror tone, if you're a fan of, or you like that old school style of a horror or adventure game, you might really find something to like.
So yeah, if you're a fan of the genre and maybe the vibes that it gives, because I'm watching a video right now of the split screen bit where she, being a medium, is talking to someone in this other world, so it's showing that bit, but it's also showing her talking to an empty space at a desk, which is interesting. But
yeah, like that stuff was really cool every time it happened. Like every time it happened, I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
that's really neat. That is an interesting thing. Also, I'm 3-ish hours into it, and apparently that's almost the halfway point. So
sure.
know that it is not like extremely long either, but like, and I also feel that like the game is kind of slow to start.
Oof.
Which but not too slow. It does pick up rather quick once so you're burying your surrogate father.
Right.
And once you learn the controls by navigating his apartment and finding his stuff. And then once you bury him, it triggers like the event that sets you on your journey. And I feel that this game is going to be a real lesson for Game Pass doing that.
Okay.
Because when you buy a game, if it starts slow, you're significantly more likely to continue anyway because you invested the $60.
Right.
Like it's very much like, if I go out and I buy, if I bought this game for $50-$60, I probably would have beaten it just out like, well, I'm getting my money's worth.
Yeah, right.
And
then trading it back.
And then trading it back, exactly. Versus like now I'm, I got like halfway through this. I don't know if I'll finish it.
Right.
I don't. I probably will. I'll probably check it out. So at least I'll play a little like some more of it. But on the other side of that, I like, and I feel Game Pass games have to get really good at this of like starting up and being like, hey, the beginning of our game is rad. Like the beginning of our game is really engaging and something special.
Yeah.
So I think Battletoads was really good at this. I think that Sea of Thieves is kind of bad at it.
It's yeah. Sea of Thieves dumps you right in. It's like, all right.
Gears 5 does a great job.
Sure.
Forza Horizon 4. Like I'm looking at like Microsoft's like first party lineup that they like advertise right now. Which I'll filter that down to Series X titles. And it's like, okay, like Gears Tactics and Gears 5 start with a bang. Halo is Halo, so everyone like such a known property.
Yep.
Like Ori starts out strong, but like the Medium is a real good case of like, okay, like I'm kind of curious to know how many people are gonna stick with it.
Yeah.
But apparently it's did really well because it made all its money back and its marketing budget in the first 2 days.
Really?
So
Well, good
yeah.
for them.
Yeah, and like that's not a Microsoft studio.
Right.
I wanted that the Medium. I believe Microsoft I'm not even sure if it's published by Microsoft. No, it is developed and published by Bloober Team.
Okay.
So Microsoft literally was just like, here, we'll pay you money, make this exclusive to us.
Right.
Slash PC.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's a cool game.
Okay.
I like where I just think that I don't recommend it to everyone. It's very much a like, well, how do you feel about X, Y, or Z?
Right. Exactly. I think I may have asked this before. How much does this cost usually?
$50, I want to say.
$50.
Let me pull up. I have my Xbox stuff up right now, so
Okay.
Medium. Oh, it's it's right on the front page.
There you go. Bloober. It's a good word.
Yeah, $50.
$50. Okay, so not full price, but pretty damn close.
Yeah, pretty close, especially because Microsoft hasn't moved to the $70 for their first party yet.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it this way. Now, but like I'm gonna pose this for people. If you are blowing money on these Game Pass titles that we review every week, God forbid, but
right.
let's say you are, you can get that for $50, or you can get Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 for $40.
Yeah. Which again, but I'm just saying, like, what's great about Game Pass is like, here's this game that you wouldn't experience otherwise, because you probably wouldn't take a chance on a $50 game that wasn't quite the genre that you're used to.
No, like I don't traditionally get into. It takes a fucking lot for me to be like, sign me up for a fucking horror game.
Sure.
Like I like the only horror games I like are like cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Like and that's just because they're so good. It's like, okay, I get why people dig.
Right.
So for to be part of the service and just have it there, it's like, all right, well, it's Microsoft. It's what they're promoting right now, so let's see it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Well, damn. Cool.
Yes, very cool.
All right. Well then I think we'll just move right along to my game, a little title called Streets of Rage 4.
I played that last year.
You played that last year. I remember we talked a little bit about Streets of Rage, but didn't really get too far into it. One, because you found a beat 'em up that resonated more with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of came out when Battletoads was happening, and Scott Pilgrim was right around the corner, and
yep,
and like I liked what I was playing, but we were also, there was some other stuff that I was streaming at the time that was just caught my attention more, I guess.
Sure. Beat 'em ups. I love the idea of beat 'em ups. I enjoy beat 'em ups casually, whether it be Scott Pilgrim or even something like the Simpsons game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all that fun stuff. I love the idea of beat 'em ups. I'm not good at them.
Neither am I. I do have a great time with them, though.
Yes.
I love playing. I love playing. I love getting a group of friends together when arcades were still a thing, we were allowed to go outside. And when I loved it when arcades were a thing and you're able to do it, and I loved it when and I loved it when having people over to play beat 'em up. So yes,
right,
co-op beat 'em ups are the shiz.
Co-op beat 'em ups, yeah. And this is co-op. How many players can you do co-op? Is it 2?
I think it's 4.
Is it 4? Yeah, because they have 4 fighters. You can pick from 4.
Hold on.
If you can do 4, that would be.
That's
That'd be great.
Let me check that. I know it's
Um,
on every platform. Like it's on like
it's on
everything.
PSN, it's on Switch, it's on Xbox, it's on
Yeah,
PC.
it's 4 players. You can
Four,
do 4 player
if you can get
couch
4
co-op.
players together, for
Um,
really any beat 'em up, that's a damn good time.
it's just so good. Yeah, it's so good when you're just like throwing dudes into shit and whatnot.
So Streets of Rage 4 in particular, I mean, there's a couple things. The first thing that drew my eye was that, god damn, this art looks so good.
It looks fucking awesome.
It's
Like it
incredible.
looks really
I
cool.
want to watch this show.
Yeah, Streets of Rage always had a style about it.
Yeah.
Like if you ever went back and you watched like Streets of Rage or you played Streets of Rage like 2 or onward, and it always had like a real sense of style about it. Like, oh, here's a grungy 1980s like knife fight happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they really turned that into an anime version of that in this, like an anime,
Right.
an anime like stylistic version of that, and they do it with some great ass music. You know,
Yeah. And this one just amazing to look at. So and just the kind of vibe that I'm super into. It was, and then, but what really got me was it actually took me a while because I was like, well, this is a standard beat 'em up. I'll hit X a lot. They say you hit Y. Y, gives you a special attack, but it drains your life a little bit, which I believe is a Streets of Rage thing, at least.
mhm.
And so it's like, all right, this is pretty standard. And then, like, I died because I just was not doing well. And then I saw tips. There's tips on the start menu, and there's some depth to how you fight in this game.
Oh yeah, dude. No, like the way you can like stack dudes in a corner and like just paul like get life back while just like wheeling off specials.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
like no, it's good. Like when you like that a highlight for me is like in that prison level when I got like an entire screen worth of dudes in the corner was just like special, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
Uh,
oh my God, yes, and it's very satisfying when you get that off. The game does not do the best job of explaining that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something you need to know going in is that there is depth. There are ways to handle a lot of these harder enemies, but you have to figure it out.
I think that is very much like I don't know what it is like this. So this genre is very much linked to the fighting game genre. There's a lot of
Yes,
crossover, and very similar to how fighting games have ass tutorials.
right.
Very much continues that way. It's just like, but in this game, there's like just no excuse for it.
So like
It's
what's funny is like I understand from an arcade point of view of just like you need to jump in and go and like also you're getting quarters, so no, I'm not going to tell them how to figure it out. They got to do it themselves. Put the money in, bitch.
but yeah, but like in this game that I'm
This is
playing on
not.
my Xbox
Yeah,
in
you're not playing this in an
2021,
arcade anywhere as far as I know. So
especially
there's
now.
especially right now. Yeah, there's no what's amazing is that the complexity is super super cool. Like I was not expecting this from a beat 'em up really. I know you've talked a lot about what you can do in Battletoads, the newer Battletoads.
Right.
But just some of the stuff that's going on here like gets me super excited and then super frustrated because I'm not mastering it right away, which of course I'm not. But like, there's just you can see how you can like really pull off an amazing combo and then get that real satisfied feeling when you clear something that was clearly like really difficult for you at first.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, or when you like blow past a screen that was supposed to be like super hard,
Right.
and was just like, oh no, I just sucked. Like that.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Like love that.
I think what
Yeah,
really gets me
love.
about beat 'em ups, what I love about them so much, is that it's PVE fighting game, sort of.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, like it's very much fighting games. Like the best, like a lot of the best stuff about fighting games, but the it takes out the like competitive element against a person and like
Right.
mind games against a person. It's just like, oh, figure out this puzzle against this like computer.
Yeah, which,
It's
obviously that's not like the highest form of like challenge, obviously, but fuck man, I'm into it. Another thing,
absolutely.
yeah, another thing is we got 4 different fighters, and it's not just like, oh, they have like a different move. This guy's bigger, so he isn't staggered as easily or something like that. Like these all of these characters play way differently.
And you can unlock more, I believe, from what I remember.
Can you?
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, you can unlock more characters. Like they have characters from all like old Streets of Rage in there.
Oh
Yeah, no,
shit,
you can
man.
unlock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The total roster. So you have the original 5 that they open up the game with, and then there's an additional like 12 you can unlock.
Bronson, I think this is gonna be my 2021's 2020 game of the year. Fucking, I can't believe
I
I slept on this.
Yeah, because like Axel from original Streets of Rage is in there, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's like all pixelated and shit.
Right, right. Oh my god. Um,
Yeah,
it's a good time. You know what beat 'em ups are. You break open the trash can and there's a cooked turkey underneath. That's what I want. If you're not doing that, what are you doing?
they did a
Um,
really good job with this game. I know Jeff didn't really like it much, but I'm just like, and
eh.
like but I, I don't know. Maybe like those dudes. I don't know what they want from these kind of games anymore because like they hated on Battletoads, they hated on Scott Pilgrim. I'm like, what do you want from this kind of game? Because it's clearly not delivering what you need.
Do you think it's just they're like over the beat 'em up genre itself?
I mean, maybe. And I also think that like they were around when this shit was like popping off in arcades.
Right.
It's just like, but like I also, live in a world where I can't go to an arcade right now, and even then, if I go to the arcade, like no one is gonna want to like. Everyone wants to like go play like the like gimmicky games and wants to go like sit down and be like, yeah, I'm gonna play fucking Streets of Rage 2 with you.
Oh man, I was always the one thing is I was able to get. It's not the greatest game, but I was always able to get someone to come with me to play some co-op Simpsons beat 'em
Yeah,
up.
Simpsons was a good one.
Yeah.
You usually get someone for TMNT.
Yep. X-Men.
Uh, X Men was fucking so good.
Yep. Yep.
The X Men beat 'em up was so fun. All those like Konami like licensed beat 'em ups were fucking spectacular. And then the X Men beat 'em up led into X Men versus Street Fighter, which is how
Oh,
Marvel started.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've spoken about how I learned about Street Fighter 2 in the Roller Kingdom. The other arcade cabinet that I was aware of was Final Fight, which
Final Fight was good.
yeah, I loved Final Fight. And so
Um,
yeah, I love those. But I actually like I realized when I started playing this, I started looking into like the history of beat 'em ups, and I realized I don't think I'd ever played a Streets of Rage before, um, which is a shame.
what was the fucking Nintendo equivalent? Final Fight. Yeah, there was that. That was pretty good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Final Fight.
Uh,
Final Fight's good.
yeah, yeah.
But that's crazy. Different kinds of enemies. I just recently ran into like a boss battle where it was the woman with the whip, and
Oh,
so it'd be like, so then she would summon henchmen, but if she whipped them, then they couldn't be staggered by your hits, which made things quite a bit tougher for someone who's still learning how to defend against attacks. Um, just and there's a whole bunch of different locations to go through. Again, all the characters play differently, which is just awesome. It makes me want to try and get through all these characters, and knowing that there's a bunch more, I was like, oh my god, okay, we got to do this. I love, yeah, you got weapons, you're throwing weapons, they bounce off them, you catch them again, you start attacking again, and it's what you want in a beat 'em up. But like it's a like I said, there's a depth to it that, as someone who's not an expert on beat 'em ups, I haven't seen very much, and I really am into it.
it's more there than a lot of people want to admit. I think that's a genre that's like deceptively deep, and like, yeah, there are shit ones that are just kind of like, okay, whatever,
Right.
just beat up dudes. But then there are a lot of ones that are actually like really deep and interesting.
Yeah.
And then like, there's always something fun about just like, hey, you and 3 of your friends just squad up and beat up dudes.
Oh, it's so good. That's when some good comboing comes in when you start juggling a dude between two of you. Oh, so good. I find it interesting. I don't know if this is a Streets of Rage thing or how widespread it is in beat 'em ups, but like kind of weird. Coming from the fighting game world, going like, yeah, you walk up to dudes to initiate a grab. Like you're next to him, all of a sudden you're grabbing. So that confused me for a long time. Was trying to do a move on someone. I moved too close to them and I just started grabbing. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, sure.
40.
Yeah, but this game's a good time. The story is what you expect out of a beat 'em up game, which is not the deepest, craziest story, but that it's fun, you know. So you're all about trying to get in there, beat dudes up, and it just looks good, and music's good. It's not like mind blowing in that respect, in my mind anyway. But still good. This is a good game, and it is $25 outside of Game Pass. So like if you'd rather do that on Switch or PC or whatever, like yeah, you can totally do that. But
yeah, no.
But this is on your Game Pass subscription. I think all of them, right? PC, console.
Yeah. No, it's on everything. I've played it on all. I've literally played it in all 3 of them.
So like yeah, this if you want like a beat 'em up game with that it's not exactly like you can pick it up and try to figure it out yourself, and you'll probably have a better chance at figuring some of the more technical stuff out than I did. But yeah, if you just want a beat 'em up to dissect a little bit and have some fun with, and just enjoy looking at, that's a good ass game.
Right on. So we actually have some announcements for games coming to Game Pass.
Oh.
Between February, all these are coming out between February 4th and February 11th.
Okay.
Along with some other perks that are going on.
All right.
So first up is the following games are coming to the service between now and the 11th. Wolfenstein: The Youngblood is hitting cloud.
Oh.
So if you got a phone, there you go. Jurassic World Evolution is coming to console.
Jurassic World Evolution.
Stealth, that's the one where you run a dinosaur park.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Stealth Inc. 2 is coming to console.
All right.
Project Winter just came out today. It's coming out on all 3. It's an 8-person multiplayer focused social deception and survival.
Ooh.
I kind of want to see if we can get a posse for this going.
Oof.
Like a survival game combined with like Among Us.
Oh man, that sounds like something I would absolutely hate, but with a group, you know.
The Falconeer is coming to all 3.
Okay.
This one I actually have not played since it came out. I'm probably gonna give it a shot. Another chance. Final Fantasy 12. The Zodiac.
Oh sure. Yeah.
PC and console, and there's another one that's out today. It's called Ghost of a Tale. What that is if my Game Pass PC will load, is a where you play as a courageous minstrel mouse named Tilo on a perilous quest to escape the dungeons of Dwindling Heights. Dwindling Heights Keep and discover the fate of his true love, Mira. Set in an evil world, set in a medieval world where rats rule over all other creatures. Ghost of a Tale weaves an epic yet intimate story combining elements of classic action adventure, RPG, and exploration games with a highly immersive visual style.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures and like they put a lot of effort into this game where you control a mouse.
It did.
Anthropomorphic mouse.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it actually does.
That and then Yakuza 3, 4, and 5 hit Game Pass last week. And making it so now you can play through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 is coming later this year.
Okay.
So you can literally play Kiryu's entire story from start to finish.
That's amazing.
You can fucking see the manliest man that ever manned. No, there's a moment in Yakuza Like a Dragon where like he meets Ichiban and like and Ichiban's like, oh, I can just tell you're the real deal. And Kiryu just like kind of passes the torch onto him. It's just like, yeah, if you keep doing X, Y, and Z, you too will one day be the real deal.
Wow.
It's just like, so other things, a bunch of games are getting Xbox Touch controls if you are playing it on cloud.
Oh.
Including Donut County, River City Girls, and The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Falconeer, Sea of Thieves, and Elder Scrolls Online are all getting DLC. Game Pass Ultimate perks. So,
yes.
If you are a Game Pass Ultimate member, you get the following perks. Rainbow Six Siege is getting a Dock Bite set.
Okay.
If you have an Xbox, you're getting Dragon Ball Super Season 1 for free.
Wow.
So just you own that if you go and download it. One Piece Season 101. The first season of One Piece.
Oh my God.
You get a Smite Season 8 Starter Pass and a Phantasy Star Online 2 monthly bonus pack.
Wow.
Some bad news. We do have some games leaving.
All right, let's hear them.
The Blob.
Aww.
One of my personal favorites is actually leaving. Ninja Gaiden Dose.
Oh no, really?
And World of Horror. Then on the 16th, this is leaving EA Play for you console boys. Shadows of the Damned.
Wow, Shadows of the Damned. Yeah.
So those are all your Xbox Game Pass announcements.
Okay.
So
nice.
On it.
Some One Piece Season 101.
So yeah, Season 1. So
I know, but like knowing how much One Piece there is, I would not have been surprised.
So yeah, you can try Dragon Ball Super and
it's a good show.
Yeah. So Dragon Ball Super and One Piece, you can jump on that.
Yeah.
Just go into your Game Pass app on your console or your computer and go claim your goodies. So
cool.
Yeah. No, so it's not a bad week. Not a lot of cool extras coming along.
Yep.
Sure for Game Pass, and I'm glad that they keep updating this service.
I mean, you know, at this early point, they should.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
But yeah, no, they're doing a bunch of cool stuff. A bunch of games to play through still. So goodness. Lots more Streets of Rage to play.
When is that Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy is out the 11th. So cool.
Okay.
They're supposed to do 10. I wonder when 10 is getting on here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us about 10.
That's curious when that's happening. So yeah, no, generally got good news on Xbox, and then they're also doing that Black History Month thing where they're having a bunch of African American content creators come out and do streams for them, including one of my personal favorites, Miss Curious Joy.
Oh yeah, sure.
So she's on there. Go check her out. Honestly, check her out if you like our content. Anyway,
right?
She likes a lot of stuff we like here.
That's cool. That's awesome.
And then speaking of Xbox. I actually, we like to spend a little bit of time after all the formalities to talk about a couple of things about Xbox in general. First off, they're putting out a new red and white controller that I really want.
Red and white?
Yeah, it's like red, and it's like the front is red and then the back is white.
Oh, okay. Here, I'm gonna look this up and see it. Series X.
Just go to Xbox.com. It's like advertised right on the front.
Oh wow, look at that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually got black controllers on sale right now. They're only $50. Same with white.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're looking to stack up extra controllers,
I am not as a hermit.
I had the weirdest Xbox, like I missed a feature, an old Xbox feature this week.
Okay.
It was so weird, but it like, so I was in bed the other night watching the telly.
The telly.
The television.
Sure.
And I was in bed watching television, and I dropped my soundbar remote and my gamepad on the floor.
Oh.
On accident. I was like, fuck. I don't want to get up. I'm warm and comfortable. And I just had a flashback to, God damn it, I missed the Kinect.
Oh, yeah, you used the Kinect for that.
Yeah, like I just remember like it'd be really cool to be able to say Xbox pause or Xbox next or like Xbox selection 1.
I've noticed a few people. I've heard a few people miss the voice controls more than anything else.
It's not for games, like fuck it, like the only game where voice controls was ever useful was Mass Effect 3. But like the fucking, but god damn it, I did, however, miss it for media stuff. A lot. The other feature I missed was snapping.
Oh my god, snapping, right.
Yeah, so for those of you that did not have an Xbox One, like prior to, I think it was like 2016-ish, it had a feature where you could say Xbox Snap, or you press the guide button and then like one other button, and some apps supported being open in like a mini second window on the right hand side. So what I could do while playing like Halo or like, you know, Dead Rising 3 is like KI is play the game, but in this other mini window, like have Internet Explorer open with a Bombcast, or have what's another good example? Like Netflix open and run like a movie.
That would be huge.
It was really cool, and I don't know why they got rid of it.
Man, why do they keep doing this?
I mean, that one was hard because like not every app supported it.
Sure.
So it was like, and they had to go in and code it, and then like, you know, they had to like set those resources aside from games, I guess.
I guess.
You know, so I see why, but it's still just like, I don't know. I feel like they very easily could have put a mode in there that's just like, here's fucking snap mode. We're gonna run the game at 900p, but you're also gonna get all this extra shit.
Yeah, you would think that this console would be able to handle that.
Right. Well, I mean, then you got to worry about the series. Like, this is like, I think the problem that Microsoft is gonna run into, like especially with their commitment to support the Xbox One for at least the next year or two.
Yeah.
Which is like, even if they wanted to adopt features such as these, they might not be able to, not because the new boxes aren't good enough, or even the semi-new box in the Xbox One X. It's the Betamax bitch ass original.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I didn't sell that thing. It was a weird. It was like that thing was just like so of its time.
Yeah.
You know, it was a weird piece of hardware. Yeah, I don't know. It almost feels like a direct response to what the Xbox One or what the 360 was. Like there's just like, because have you ever seen them take apart like an OG Xbox One?
No.
Like the heat sink is like half the box.
I bet it is.
and then there's a ton, and then there's like a disk drive and a ton of open air. Like it just feels like it's got vents and cooling for days.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this needs to be cool as fucking hell.
What?
No, the console. Please don't overheat. Please don't. Just dear God, can we not have that happen ever again?
I mean, they fixed it with the Slim.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I bought one of those Slim models eventually. Because, so here's a fun fact.
I like fun facts.
Because of the way they are built, all original Xbox, or like almost all original Xbox Ones, or not Xbox Ones, Xbox 360s, like the white ones, are gonna die. Like eventually, they're all like, because of the way they're built, you're either gonna have a motherboard problem, or a disc tray problem, or an E64 problem, and it is going to die.
Wow.
I think that I think that goes for like anything up into a certain model number. I forget which ones. And then if you're on a Slim or an E, you're safe.
Okay.
So.
But wow.
Yeah, no, that was a. It tells you how fucking popular that system was. That it had like such a fucking crazy fucked up problem, and like people were still like, "No, I'm buying one."
Yep.
Fuck it. Like that was crazy. And now the honestly, like, I love, like, if you look at the engineering into the side of like a Series X, like, it's fucking awesome. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like the way they designed that thing was so fucking smart. It's almost designed like a GameCube. Fun fact.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
They could have put a handle on this.
I could have. Instead, they put this weird SSD card thing in it. I don't know. I really want like a lot of like I really hope over the next year that a lot of these Game Pass games really pop off.
Yeah.
And like I'm really hoping that like you know, Sony's not exactly doing much right now either. Admittedly, like I don't know, like Destruction All Stars just came out and I played it and it was like it's good, it's fine.
Okay.
Like it's fun, but like they're not exactly setting the world on fire either. But like I just find myself so much more drawn to my Xbox. Like just from a like the interface is better, the like the fact that it's like all this shit cross plays with my computer from when I want to do it on my computer. You know, like games look and run best here currently. You know, obviously that's pending a graphics card, but you know, I don't know when the fuck that's gonna be.
Right.
You know? So, and I actually ran into a quandary regarding a multi-platform release this week and Xbox.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of the Mass Effects, as is most of humanity.
Sure.
They have that Legendary Edition coming out.
They sure do.
I don't know where I want to get it. I actually was going to ask you, what are you doing for that?
I'm not getting it. I put Mass Effect away. I had my good time with Mass Effect, and I'm
you
done.
You can do it again though.
Fuck that, man. I got other games to play.
They got 4K HDR and all the DLC, and like they're making it so the Mako doesn't suck.
That's a good thing. That's a real good thing.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like I read that changes list, and I was like, I'm all about it.
Yeah, that was like one of my biggest problems with first Mass Effect.
But yeah, so like dude, like, but no, like, I don't know what platform I want to get it on. Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know.
Because there's not a clear reason to do one or the other, right?
Right. No, it's like that's not like any of your old shit carries. And like, okay, well, I mean, eventually I'm gonna have a PC that's gonna have like all the bells and whistles, but right now I don't. So why would I play that version?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, which console version do I want to buy? It's like, okay, like getting platinum trophies are cool, but I mean, I can also get 100% achievement list. That's not like too different.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, and like the game hasn't been digital foundried yet, but you would assume that it's going to run best on the fucking Xbox. And it's and then like what else is there? Controller. I prefer the Xbox controller.
So expand more on this running better on Xbox, because the few videos I've seen of the few games out there, it seems kind of neck and neck, but I haven't been watching. I've been looking closely enough.
So Hitman so far is the first game to really show the difference. And that's because Xbox finally got its newer updated SDKs out there for their fully updated development kits.
Okay.
And basically, the Xbox is a more powerful console. Overall, it's more powerful. The only thing that Sony has on it is Sony's SSD is faster. It is versus Microsoft, the GPU, the CPU, both are faster on it.
Right.
And in fact, Digital Foundry even said Hitman on the PS5 is actually closer to the Series S version than it is the X.
Okay.
But a lot of games have been neck and neck because Sony got its development kit out there super duper early. Because Microsoft got theirs out really late because Sony used for programming language and video card, Microsoft went full RDNA 2. It has the full feature set of a 6900 XT or one of those new AMD cards. Where Sony did this like custom hybrid that's like a 1.5.
Right.
So like Sony's development tools are like finished and good to go and ready, and Microsoft's like, "Yeah, we got this beta shit and we're putting out in July. Make it work."
Okay.
Is basically what I understand of it. So, so supposedly going forward, we're gonna see more cases like Hitman. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, on that level, like, that seems like as slight a lead as that is, that would make me think that Xbox would be the one to go with.
Right. And like, and then like I do prefer the Xbox controller, and like I once again, I think trophies are better than achievements overall because of the platinum, but that's not like a deal breaker.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't buy Xbox games physical anymore, and that's like a game I might want to get a physical edition of because
Yes, the space.
Like I like the Mass Effect.
Sure.
Enough. Their collector's edition for this is fucking crazy. You get a wearable N7 helmet.
What?
Spectre helmet.
Well, there's a reason to get the physical. Jesus.
Yeah. No, like I was just like, oh, cool. I can put that next to my Master Chief helmet.
Exactly. No, that's a great, yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't know, man. Like I'm conflicted on which version I want to get. I'm like leaning Xbox, but we'll see.
Yeah.
God damn, I'm getting my ass kicked.
What are you playing?
Gears.
Oh, okay. I just checked out the games with gold, which we haven't talked about much, just because we were just concentrating on Game Pass mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But just so y'all know, we have 12 more days with these games.
Yeah. Yes, except with one of them, one of them carries through the full year.
Okay, I just need to figure out. Okay, one's 12. It looks like this time we have two that don't end in. The two that end in 12 days are Dead Rising, the first one, and Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb.
Which that was a pretty good original Xbox game, from what I remember. Some people liked it.
It's got 48 reviews at 5 stars, 4.8 or something. And then the other two are, looks like, original Resident Evil and Gears 5.
And there's another game that's coming to that service as well, I thought.
It is not on the current screen for understandable reasons.
That's later in the month.
Yeah, no, I'll have to. Let me look it up since we're just doing this here. Let me see. Games with gold.
February.
What? Oh, okay. Let's see. That's not helping. Here we go. We'll go straight to the Xbox Live Gold page.
Okay.
Limited time offer. Upgrade to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and get 3 months for $1.
Fuck, dude. That's killer. It's an even more killer deal.
It's ridiculous.
How can you give up all this value? Every now and then I look at the Game Pass list and I see Final Fantasy VII and I'm like, I can do that again.
Man.
You're so close.
Dude, that fucking pit. I knew what was waiting for me. Is like, I do not have the patience for this. Especially, like, yeah, we've talked about this a bunch of times now, but it's like, especially knowing that, like, just having fans, like, go in the chat to talk to me about what I need to do. Like, I finally get to the last section. I'm like, all right, I just need to get through this to get to Sephiroth. And then everyone's like, nah, man, you got to go back. You got to get shit. And it's like, fuck, I don't want to do
you
this.
could try it without it.
You're right, I can try it.
Like, I know that, like, I have bullshitted my way through many a JRPG encounter. In fact, I've managed to cheese the entire back half of Yakuza Like a Dragon till this most recent boss fight.
Sure. Yes. Okay. February 16th through 28th is Lost Planet 2.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
If we could get a squad for that, I'd be so down.
Yeah, I know we talked about it a little bit. Also, February 16th to March 15th is Dandara.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Trials of Fear.
Yeah, I heard that's all right.
I'll have to look into that. Anyway, I just downloaded Resident Evil because I just never played that, so it'd be fun to just jump in.
See what it's all about.
See what it's all about.
I mean, that's the advantage of the free games, right?
Exactly.
God, we got our max asses handed to us. Handed to us in a hat.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, like, I don't... this is a really dead area for releases. Like, right now. Like, it's nice, like, to be able to, like, play that catch-up.
And you know, with Game Pass, it's been, like... It's catch-up with a backlog that I didn't know I had. I already have an actual backlog I need to get to, but Game Pass is like, here's all these games you didn't know about till now. Enjoy. Like, shit.
Here, bro, do you want to play Fable for the 40th time? Oh, I've never played the anniversary edition of Fable.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, like, that's very much where I am with that.
Goodness. But, like, yeah, I'm, like, looking at this. Like, I already want to get through as much Streets of Rage as I can. I need to get enough of Cyber Shadow that I fix my score.
Lordy. I'm currently I want to finish platinuming Spider-Man on the PS5. And then other than that, like, like, Mario's out in a week, but it's like, okay, I've already played that game, just it's prettier with new stuff.
It does have new stuff.
And then, like, I'm gonna, like, play all of, probably another hour or two of the medium and be like, all right, I've seen enough.
Sure.
I don't know. It's a and then like Yakuza Like a Dragon. I have a chapter to go, but I got stonewalled by this boss recently, and I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
But I went back to the battle tower and leveled up a bunch, and I'm like, all right, I've leveled up like 3 times. I think we can give him the hands now.
Right. Oh man, yeah. Oh, okay. One thing that was really nice was I needed to try and get a little more Streets of Rage in before our show. So I got home from work. I got a bunch of stuff done. Went over to the Xbox and I prepared myself for like 5 to 10 minutes of starting everything up. I clicked Streets of Rage, maybe 5-second loading time. Dumps me not even in the menu, just straight into the game. Like, fuck, are you kidding me?
It's so nice.
It screwed me up this weekend. This last weekend, I never do this, all right? I have not done this. I used to be like, I'm not as big into games as I used to be, and that's been a thing for a while now. And I'm okay with that. That's just how I am. But the fact that I can jump from in the middle of one game into the middle of another within literal seconds, I was like, usually when it does this, it's like, all right, it's got to load. I'm going to set the controller down. I'm going to walk off and do something. And I'll actually be productive for like 10, 15 minutes and then come back and let it like sit at whatever menu or whatever for a little bit. They don't let you do that anymore.
Oh, it's beautiful. And the PS5 doesn't have that, but the PS5 has this feature. Now, the game has to support it.
Yeah.
But, like, Spider-Man will read your recent save and what you've been doing recently and be like, hey, man, we can start you right at this side quest you're on.
Fuck.
Like, we can, like, literally just jump you to it. Same with Astrobot. Like, oh, man. Hey, man, you want to, so-and-so, like, beat your time.
Oh, fuck you.
We can fucking jump you right there, buddy.
Wow.
Right there.
They're getting us. Yeah, because it was like, it was we finished the podcast. And I said I want to go finish Hitman, and that's what I did. And I really enjoyed that last level quite a bit, and it saw the final stuff. And I'm at the menu, and I'm like, all right, well, let's boot up Doom Eternal. Clicked over to Doom Eternal. I'm in the middle of a level. It's like, all right, shit. Oh, God. All right. And then hours lost. Because it's all happening in this one instant of now. Over 3 hours.
It's great. Like, it's awesome. But, like, it's great. Like, it's great, but it's like... Because, no, I've had that as well, where, like, I've had that with, like, Spider-Man, where I'm just like, oh, cool, like... Loading into this big action-adventure game usually takes like 3 minutes. So, like, I'll go and I'll dump the garbage and I'll fucking go handle some business. And, like, not anymore. I'm not.
Right. Yep. You're fucked.
Honestly, it reminds me of, like, the most evil parts of World of
Warcraft. Right.
Like, World of Warcraft, when it's at its most drug-inducing high, it's always like, well, you're always doing something, so you can never take a break.
Yeah.
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 Like, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like that's the. Yeah. Like, I don't. Yeah. I don't. Fucking hate, man.
It's amazing, but like, yeah, it's
like, it has made me fucking, for the first time in a decade, it has made it so PC is not my dominant platform.
Right.
Like, it's fucking, like, that's so crazy to come out of my mouth.
Yep.
But this entire, like I have one chapter left to go in Yakuza, and I'm like sitting here being like, you could just buy it and start it on the Xbox. like,
yep.
Because, hey, we got an achievement. Inspected 50 objects in a playthrough. Cool.
Nice achievement. Which reminds me, I've got some stuff. I'm gonna do my Game Pass quests.
Yeah, those are cool, and those add up eventually to like free shit or a raffle entry.
I was like, yeah, what is that? What is that? I got 25 rewards earned, 215 new rewards total.
So if you click on the Game Pass, so I don't know how your dashboard enterprise. Mine's Game Pass store, entertainment, events, community pins, gold, and then add more.
Okay.
And then so I go to Game Pass and you click on the Game Pass app, and fuck, where is it? Or no, not the Game Pass app. It's it's turn in your Game Pass quests. So if you have quests to turn in, you'll turn them in, and in the turn in area or in the quest area, hit like show all, and then you can also hit redeem points, and redeem points will load up like their browser, in which if you have enough, you can get Game Pass, like a free month. You can get Xbox Live credit.
That's actually kind of crazy, depending on how fast that goes.
At the rate I get it, I can get about $5 every 3 weeks.
Every 3 what?
I play a lot.
Yeah.
And I get about $5 every 3 to 4 months.
Okay, so it's not insane.
You can get if you really gun for it, you can get $10. I'd say you get $10 if you're really gun for it. I think you can get $10 about every 4 months.
I have to imagine they're looking at some like usage numbers and being like, we can afford to reward X amount of players with enough to get Game Pass off a month.
Right. And then they add up, because it's like, okay, complete 20 daily and 15 weekly quests. And it has you bouncing around Game Pass because some of them are game specific.
Right.
Right now they have one for Human Fall Flat, State of Decay 2, Terraria, and Greedfall.
Okay.
And then they all eventually add up.
God damn it, they did something to me again.
What?
So there's weeklies that you can do.
Yeah.
So you go to weeklies, and there's one that says Planet Coaster, surprise, delight, and thrill, incredible crowds. I hit A on it, and it says install game, and I hit the button. It's downloading now. I have Planet Coaster. I did not come in with that plan, but here we are.
Yeah, and no, it's even crazier because I went out of the menu, did all that shit I just hit you, and hit the medium, and I'm literally back where I left off.
Oh man! Wow.
It once again, for the first time in a decade, I am and I have a fucking good SSD in my computer. It's just it's not optimized for the entire OS the way this shit is.
Yeah.
So it's Yakuza loads pretty fast for me, like a good 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not instant.
Right.
Sad to say. And then this supports like ray tracing and all that like high-end video codec type shit. They went ahead. They made this is the shit I was talking about on the podcast, where I was just like, this feels like a more meaningful leap than the last generation did.
Sure.
And it's like this I liked the Xbox One a lot. Like I played it more than I did the PS4 at first, but it very much felt like, yeah, we made a faster 360.
Yeah.
With a spy camera. So.
Yep.
Versus this thing where oh yeah, man, we play all these old games you have, and not only do we play all these old games you have, this hardware is rock solid and impressive, and we have these cool OS features. And it's fucking damn impressive.
Yeah. Man, this quest thing, I'm looking at this right now. This is this might fuck me up.
And the thing is, if you really like go after that, like I know dudes who do go after that who earn a lot more than I said.
Sure.
Because at that point you're earning $10 every 2 months, maybe even like every month and a half.
Right.
At that point you're getting some free fucking video games.
Which, you know, it's like it's more about like looking at what your normal pace is when you're not even paying attention to quests, and then see how close you are to getting like the next reward, and see if it might be worth it to put in that extra effort.
Right. Like I had a quest last week which was like kill a big monster in Monster Hunter, and I was just like I unfortunately didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
But like I was totally about like had I put time away to do it, I totally would have straight up went out and played a shit ton of Monster Hunter for that exact reason.
Sure. Oh, you want to know what's also devious here? I just want to say, so in the weeklies, there's gain 100 in the total harvest score for the Hunter Call of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the surface, it's not something I would necessarily play, but I just decided to click A to check it out, and I just realized the only buttons from here are install game and close. There is no store page. You're not going to find out more about the game here. Like you could navigate to the menu if you want, but hey, what if you just hit install game? It's part of Game Pass. Just go ahead and download it, friend. Just go ahead and start playing.
And like I realize it's a big expense, but like what, you know, I if you're like me and you shelled out for that extra memory, you're never even going to think about that shit.
Right.
Like yeah, if you're on a 1S and you're kind of storage constrained, or even like on the X where you kind of have to worry a little bit. Like I got 2 terabytes, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think about shit that I install.
Like eventually you're gonna have to start, managing it, but like the time between those two is not very far, and then like the games that you're actively using will take up, less than a quarter of that probably.
Yeah, like the Halos and like Destiny, and Forza add up to be like 500.
Right.
So like half, so like a fourth of the storage.
Yep. It's just it's quite something, and I'm wondering, how it catches as time goes on.
This kind of stuff has like completely gotten me away from like my PlayStation. Like completely just ripped me fucking away from it.
Man.
And like it's weird to say because like I have Persona 5 Royal that I'm working on a platinum, and I'm in the middle of a Spider-Man platinum, and I'm having a great time playing those games. But I'm like, okay, or we could fucking fuck around in Yakuza some more, or like Halo, or or like check out all these like 200 games you've never played on Game Pass.
Right.
Like it's fucking devious, man.
Yeah.
They've done, and like once again, it's just how good the OS and everything feels. Part of it. Like,
sure. Yeah.
Fast this shit is like the fact that like the guide button I pull up, I got everything: friends, achievements, party, boom, 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 all here. Oh look, my recent game launcher. Let's go boot up Gears 5. Oh, I'm exactly where I was in Hive Busters.
Yep. It's quite something being able to customize where everything is on the front page, and it's good stuff.
It's it's very and the fact that like you can just edit your whole OS.
That's
like,
awesome.
That page, like as much as I as much as I really enjoy, I think the PlayStation OS has its benefits.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. It's just like it's very, very constrained, and its store is bad, and like its owned game system is really bad. That's the one I still can't fucking believe. Where it's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna put this in your library because you played it once on disc. We don't know if you actually own it still, but fuck it.
Right. Man.
So yeah.
Yeah. This is making me start Skate 3 over. Come on.
Yeah, it only keeps 6 games in the rotation.
Yeah, but I don't think I've done that with 6 games yet. Is there a way to check on which 6 games they are?
No, that's actually been Phil Spencer and Major Nelson actually both came out on their like monthly show and said like, yes, we know we're working on it. This is 1.0 of this feature.
Sure.
That is a But no, David Jaffe was talking about this on his show where he's just like, yeah, dude, like for the way I play games, the fact that like I can just boom, spend 30 minutes on this one and then boom, immediately 30 minutes in this other one.
Yep.
And like and constantly be like trying a bunch of shit.
Yep.
And like the only thing that is stopping Microsoft right now is the only thing that is like stopping Microsoft like right now is the fact that they is the fact that like they need someone to manage these first party projects and they need to hit.
Right.
So
and especially Halo right now.
Like Halo, yes, Halo more than any other, but like they need fucking the Artful Escape and Psychonauts, and
they need Psychonauts to hit at least somewhat. Doesn't need to be a Gears seller, but
yeah, like they need all those to hit. The Artful Escape needs to hit. Fucking Crossfire needs to. Crossfire is like one of the most popular games in China. Okay, it needs to do well in America now.
Right.
But they need, especially because Sony was really competitive this month. One of their PlayStation Plus games was like the next gen version of Control.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, like
that's good.
That's a doozy. That's some real shit. So yeah, like I think that
the thing about, again, like the big ups for me for Xbox is that like I don't think I've ever had. I mean, I have not been buying consoles day one or close to day one, very much, if ever. But like, but the reason has been because they tend not to have games. They'll have a few big titles, but so a lot of those big titles won't interest me necessarily, or something like that. This one, just due to Game Pass, and like being able to be like, all right, yeah, you can totally play, Xbox One, an Xbox One game we released in the last few months, and we've enhanced it for this new console. On top of like being able to play I'm playing a 360 game right now.
Right, and like to have all of, like I they even were saying like everyone was talking about how like, oh man, they only have one exclusive and the timed exclusive at launch, and neither of them all that big. Nothing big as Demon's Souls or Spider-Man.
Sure.
But on the other side of it, Microsoft was also saying, well, no, we have 3,500 games at launch.
Right, and thanks to Game Pass, now I have access to a bunch of games that, like, yeah, they're a lot of them are like 360 original, but a lot of them are Xbox One, and some of them are pretty damn recent, and I would not have otherwise touched them if I had to pay, close to full price for it, or even like $30. The fact that it's just part of my subscription.
Well, right, or like in a lot of these cases, a lot of these games, yeah, you can get them on the cheap. Like I'm done with the medium. I have no idea where I'm going, and there we go. That was what it took.
Not quite your genre, huh?
No, not my cup. It's what killed every Resident Evil for me up until 4. Is I just fucking lost and annoyed. So, anyway, so
I gotta find my next challenge here.
There we go.
Like I'm looking at them.
Okay, yeah, like, but like you go into the library and you're like, okay, Game Pass Ultimate. It's like, okay, yeah, like Batman Arkham Knight is like, yeah, you probably find that at a bargain for like $5.
Right.
Like, no shit, like same thing with like a couple of these. Like, I'm sure that you can probably find, like Crackdown for a quarter.
Sure.
But like Dragon Quest, that's like a year old, and that's like a fairly recent game. It's probably like $30-$40.
Yeah.
Like Forza is a $60 game.
And
And
yeah.
that's, just here, download, play, go.
Here's the download button. We're not even going to ask you for money. Here it is. Install. Shit, it's installed. All right, I guess I got to jump in.
You can play all the Kingdom Hearts games on here.
But that's nuts.
The fact that you can play every single Kingdom Hearts game. That is scary.
Not every single one, right? Like, obviously, they're not doing like 358.
All of them.
358 over 2?
Yes, it is the whole fucking collection.
Fuck me. So I could potentially try to catch up and understand Kingdom Hearts, is what I'm hearing.
So they have 1.5 and 2.5 in one box collection type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have 2.8, which is like that side story, like the prologue to 3.
Okay.
It's like a 3 to 4 hour long video game.
Right.
And then there's 3. They just have straight up 3 on here.
That's incredible, actually.
Yeah.
For Kingdom Hearts fans,
That's that. Like, you could literally start that shit and like go through all of it.
Yep.
Through not even just paying your sub.
Man.
They got Tales of Vesperia on here. They got The Witcher 3 on here, Wild Hunt. They got like I said, you play all the fucking Yakuzas except 6.
Yep.
The newest one. It's nuts. They have all the Walking Dead except 4. Except for like the final season.
That's fine, sure. At that point, you're invested enough that maybe you will pay the money for that final bit.
Pay the like $20 for that final bit. Outer Worlds. That's like what, a 40-hour game right there.
That's a full-fledged game. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like then that's like a $60 experience right on the dot. I look at it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll like Final Fantasy 9. I haven't played Final Fantasy 9 in ages.
Sure.
I'll give that another shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah, and I don't know what my game for next week is going to be yet. I've refused to start another JRPG until I at least finish Like a Dragon.
Yes, that's a good call.
Which sucks because I have Dragon Quest 11 downloaded, ready to go, being like, bro, come on.
Let's get some time first. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, and even when I don't have a game on Quick Resume, I just booted Monster Hunter, and we're in game.
Yep.
We're in the menus.
Oh man, there's Monster Hunter in there too.
Monster Hunter World is on here. Yep.
In fact, I kind of want to look at that. Let me see. First of all, I'm going to test this instant play. I'm just like doing it just for fun right now, just switching between games because it's still like insane to me.
Well, not only that, but there's actually some stuff I noticed with the system that was also all your not your 360, your Xbox One peripherals work on this. I found out.
Really, that's cool.
So I don't have any other Xbox Series X controllers.
Yeah.
But I have Xbox One peripherals that I used on my PC forever. So if I have people come over, I can be like, "Hey, homie, we can play co-op."
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have any Xbox One.
That's the thing. I never touched anything Xbox for that last generation.
Really? What do you use for your PC controller?
I got this Nintendo 8-bit Do controller right here, and I think it's great. I think it's a good controller. It's obviously not like this insane thing, but I just quick jumped back to Skate 3, and I am stuck in a pause menu. That might be something I should report to Xbox. Because I imagine some of these older games are not going to handle these quite as seamlessly.
Every now and then I've gotten a hiccup. not often, but every now and then it brain farts.
Yeah.
Once again, not a common occurrence, but like, you know, I don't know, like irritating enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to go through Kingdom Hearts 2 again.
Kingdom Hearts 2 was good, if I remember correctly.
I don't care to go for any of the others.
Like Kingdom Hearts 1, and then there was the Game Boy Advance game, and then there was 2. And it's like, okay, this is a normal series. It's getting a little weird at the end of 2 here, but whatever. Oh crap, I walked too far forward in Doom Eternal. Future me is going to have fun with booting that up.
I still have not played that on the console at all.
Really, it runs well.
I want a fucking I want a Series X patch for it. Like, it's the same reason that like I've been like not playing Control, is like I know that they're gonna do a Series X patch.
Right.
So like same thing with like like, yeah, I don't know. It's I like that's one thing I can say about these new boxes. I do wish there were more experiences that pushed the technical limit of what they can do.
I mean, yeah, but like I also understand why they're not quite hitting that just yet.
No, it's early. Like, it's, there's like 3 games on the PlayStation that do it, like 1 on this thing that does it. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
It's just that it's.
You want to know something funny?
What?
I accidentally fixed my gamer score.
How'd you do it?
I got 33 points from Doom Eternal. Performed 33 unique glory kills in a single save slot.
Never playing Doom Eternal now. Never playing Doom Eternal on console now. Nope. Thanks for warning me about that, bro. Thank you for that warning.
Where is the achievements page for this game?
Unless there's like another 2.1 that's like, oh,
there has to be, right? There has to be. Like either 2 or 7. Where do you find like the achievements for?
So you can find the achievements for your most. So hit the guide button.
Yeah.
Right bumper over to the controller icon.
Oh, okay.
And it'll give you the achievements for whatever game you're currently playing, whether you're most.
Oh wow! It just goes right to your current game. That's cool. So let's see. Let me sort this. We gotta go. That's not helping me. Why did it say gamer score? Must be the size of the score.
Yeah, so right, if you click on achievements, right next to it, it says like blank G, and then below it's a percentage of how rare it is, or not how rare it is, how close you are to getting it.
Oh, that's by Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Let's see. Turn achievement tracker on.
Yeah, so
I can select an individual one.
Yeah, so you can select achievements that like you can track on screen as you're doing them.
Wow. Okay. So wow, they really are taking lessons from World of Warcraft.
And you can actually like make an achievement a favorite, so you can just have it at the top, ready to go.
Shit, that's devious. I'm looking at stuff right now. Did I earn this already? No. How can I tell if I've earned this or not? Oh, that'll do it. Okay. So 33. That may have been a secret achievement. So there's a bunch of secret achievements. So yeah, you would have to look up the achievements to find out if there's one that evens it out or not.
So what you're telling me is I'm never playing.
Found it. 67. It's a magic number. Kill 666 demons.
So I'm never playing that game on the console.
You don't think you can kill 666 demons in a playthrough?
No. Nope, just in case.
Here, let me see. Is there a way I can check? Is there a stats? No, these are milestones.
Man, this one runs real smooth on. I actually never got around to playing this, the Xbox version. This runs real smooth.
Are you playing Doom?
No,
no, you're not.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter, yeah. Which again, I need to go back to. Let me go back to Skate 3 and try this again.
This is the third time I'm starting this game. Have it on PC and Xbox and PlayStation. I had it on PlayStation, and I played it on fucking. And I played it on PC. I have it on PC. I played it on PlayStation.
Yep.
God knows I know how to play fucking Monster Hunter, or at least up through the beginning of Monster Hunter.
My Monster Hunter friend hates World.
Why?
Because it's not the pure Monster Hunter experience, is my understanding.
He's one of those loonies. Got it.
He's waiting for Rise. He thinks Rise looks good.
I just don't. Okay, look, man. A lot of that shit that they like took away was like just busy work and horse shit. But like people liked it because it felt like you were really hunting a monster, and like,
You'd have to hear it from him. He would do a better job fighting for it than I could, just because I played the demo for Rise, and like it felt like it was clicking in a way that other games I tried to play had not. But at the same time, I haven't played World yet. Hey, check it out. There's this install button. Oops. All right, it's installing.
Oh Lord, I already know in 2 weeks. I can just imagine you saying, "So I bought the terabyte."
No, that's happening. I haven't done it yet. I kind of want to wait for a paycheck, but we'll see.
No, I feel you, because like, with me, I had the S to trade in. So
right.
I was just like, I was like, okay, this funds it.
Yep.
Oh Lordy.
Man. All right, well that's downloaded now. I just like on this stream I have downloaded 3 games just because I was just browsing through menus.
Yeah, and it's fucking it's real smart, man.
It's real damn smart. Okay, so weekly expires February 9th. Where are my dailies? This page has weekly and monthly.
Well, there you go.
But there's no daily here. Maybe because I did them all already? Maybe because I did them all already. Let's see. Redeem points. I want to see. What can you do? I'm going to look at what I can do with redeeming points. Okay, so... wow. All right, so I've gained 215 total since starting this. Yeah, these price points are high. A $1.25 Xbox gift card. Thanks, Xbox.
It's yes, like yes, I get your point. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, dude, but it's free money.
I mean, you're right. Like, yeah. I love the return of the points. I love that all I can afford right now is entries into sweepstakes.
I mean, if you win one, how cool is that?
I mean, yeah, right? If you're not gaming enough to redeem any of these anytime soon, you have the choice to donate your points. 1,000 points donates $1 to such as the United Nations Foundation or the NAACP. That's cool. CDC Foundation. Donate to Black Girls Code. Teach for America. This is cool.
Absolutely.
$1 Wikipedia. Someone get them some money.
God knows they need it.
Picks for me. You might like Xbox Game Pass stuff. Yeah, you're right. Play to win. Oh, God.
What?
No, it's just their sweepstakes section. Let's see here. I can enter into sweepstakes for a Surface Pro 7 and Surface headphones too.
I've actually heard those Surface headphones are pretty fucking baller.
Surface headphones.
Yeah, they're like really okay. You know those like $300 high-end Sony wireless like noise canceling headphones?
Yeah.
They're like Microsoft's competitor to that.
Interesting, but they call them Surface headphones?
Yeah, look, you know Microsoft's never been great at branding.
You are correct. You are correct there. I can spend 1,000 points to get up to 60 minutes of Skype credit.
It's funny.
Good old Skype. Lost out to Zoom.
Which is weird to think about, right?
Really weird. $6,500 points buys you a coffee at Starbucks.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points for coffee.
$5 at Taco Bell, also.
That's a good amount of Taco Bell, however.
That's true. This seems like just the points. If they don't restructure their points, I feel like, you know, with enough time, they get enough data, and maybe they just adjust these points just a little bit. But I see this being a thing where like you're just playing and then you're bored one day and you wander into the store page and just realize that you have enough to like order something from Taco Bell, and you're like, yeah, sure.
Honestly, like from the amount of points I have, I'm like looking at them, was like, you know, if I didn't cash any of these in for a year, I could get like 4 months of Game Pass.
Sure. Which I feel like that's going to happen. Like I'm not really thinking about these points, especially now that I know what these
like now that you're not really focused on it.
Now that I see how many points you need to redeem really anything, it's like it's not going to be at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to play any more Monster Hunter.
Fair enough.
It's mainly just because like I don't have anyone to play it with on this system besides like you.
Sure.
And I'm also like not willing to throw the amount of time at it that you would need to really enjoy it. Oh.
Yep. I gotcha.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, Monster Hunter is going to take some time, which is fair. But
I got Ray to download a game on Game Pass. He wanted to play. He's been trying to get me to play it on PC or PlayStation forever.
Okay.
Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. I'm like, fine. It is now free. I will. That is what I'm willing to pay for that game to play it with you. Is free.
Battle for Neighborville.
You want to download it and play it with us?
No, but I do think that a good portion of the team that worked on the Skate games is working on like these Plants vs. Zombie games.
They're good. I mean, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, no, I've heard that they're good. I'm just bummed that they went this way.
For sure. I'm gonna probably play through the beginning of Resident Evil 7.
There you go. Why not?
Yeah, like I always get to like the second boss of this game, and that's when I like start to peter out. It's another like Resident Evil had its like two things with me where I was like really into it.
4 and 5.
4 and 5, and then just afterwards it was just all downhill.
Because that's the thing is like the biggest success for Resident Evil is when it really toes that line of horror and action.
Like Resident Evil, like there's 3 types of Resident Evil games at this point though.
Okay.
Like there's 3 types. There's like old school RE, RE 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And like the remakes. And then there's like RE 4, 5, and I'll begrudgingly put 6 in that category.
Sure.
Which is like this is more action but like it still has a horror bent to it.
Yeah.
Type thing to it.
Right.
So yeah, like it's.
Oh fuck.
And then you have the remakes of 2 and 3, which kind of split the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big deal if they do the remake treatment on 4.
Oh, apparently, like they started that and already had to restart it.
Oh man, that's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that'll be an event, I think. Kind of like how Mass Effect is. This remake is going to be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not to the same size, but for people who are into games.
Oh, I think that I know that I'm going to like play as much of that as possible.
Right.
Like I'm going to play the living shit out of those games. Probably not as much the first one, even though they're So did you read the article I posted with the changes that are coming in that?
No, I did not, because again, I was in that mood where it's like, all right, good for Mass Effect fans.
So, in scope, smoother aiming, cover pass, improvements to AI pathing, adding cover options for some encounters, and fixing certain cover points that were broken in Mass Effect 1.
Okay.
Rebalanced XP for level cap, which means you don't have to New Game Plus to cap.
All right.
Fixing more consistent and better autosave.
Yeah. Good.
The Mako is now much easier to handle.
Hell yes.
Animations have been improved outright. More unified control scheme, so 1 force feels closer to 2 and 3.
Good.
Along with squad AI. Mass Effect 1 is a huge change. Combat is that the removal of class-based weapons. And the aim assist is a stickier lock-on, which, once again, and keeps you lock on targets while strafing. Once again, just like 2 and 3.
Nice.
It's going to include all the DLC except for Pinnacle Station because the source code for it was lost. Which that was like a Mass Effect 1 DLC, those kind of shit, so no one cared.
Right.
Let's see. Improved cooldown for first aid. Unified minigames across platforms, but no indication as to whether or not it means we're getting the PCing game or the console version, Simon says. So that's like for the hacking game.
Gotcha.
Mass Effect 3, they're making the extended ending, the canon ending.
Okay.
So, you won't be able to play through the original. They've drastically improved the visuals, especially in certain areas. There is now a universal character creator across all 3 games, meaning that the options that they added in 2 and 3 are now available in 1.
Good call.
Your dude just carries over.
Yep.
They've added additional skin tones, makeup, and hairstyles. there's also a unified female Commander Shepard across the trilogy. Originally, Fem Shep design wasn't finalized until Mass Effect 3, so BioWare is retroactively adding her to 1 and 2.
Good call.
They've adjusted her accordingly, adding jawline changes. There's a brand new launcher that allows you to start all 3 games from one place, which will appear when you boot up the game. All versions of the game will allow you to pick which one you want to play, watch the credits, or switch your profile. When you finish any of the games in Legendary Edition, you get brought back to the launcher to select another. There's still 3 separate games. You don't just roll into 2 when you finish one.
Okay.
The Xbox version has a feature that'll allow you to uninstall specific games in case you don't want all 3 on your console at once. Not sure why you'd ever want to do that, but okay.
Sure.
They do some side-by-side screenshots, and you're like, oh, that does look better.
Yeah.
Like this. What?
I'm just good. I'm glad it looks better.
Yeah, like very large difference. You can really tell they put some more work into this. Real interesting thing, Mass Effect 3's multiplayer didn't make it into it, which I'm like, okay, who cares? Good.
I thought that was a decent multiplayer. I was more than I thought it was going to be.
The companion app is no longer available, and it let you raise your readiness without playing multiplayer. So that raises the questions: how does MA3 Galactus Readiness work now? Well, it's being rebalanced. It's still being tweaked, but the plan is to provide it starting from Mass Effect 1, and you'll accrue enough readiness in order to unlock the best ending. You can still get that ending just by playing 3, but you'll need to do absolutely every little thing in the game maxed out versus just playing the trilogy.
Okay.
Okay, so here are the new visual options.
All right.
4K HDR on 60 FPS on Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, Series X and S, and PS5. The Steam is still optimizing the remaster for the new consoles to get more consistent and smooth experience. On PC, frame rate entirely unlocked. There'll be faster load times as well, so you won't have to sit through the entire elevator ride in Mass Effect 1. In terms of visual improvements, there's a decent chance the BioWare changed up quite a bit. Textures, Studio Upres, and it used an AI upresing program to upscale textures to 4 times, with some being improved up to 16 times. In Mass Effect 1 and 2, pretty much every character, armor, outfit, and weapon has been hand-touched and upresed. A couple of key example steps is where Zaid and Thane, you could see the bags and wrinkles on Zaid's face, and Thane scales more easily, giving a more reptilian look.
Okay.
After all the textures were up-res, the artist went on to add several more changes like smoke and volumetric lighting to make them a lot prettier. Both Eden Prime's dig site and Pharos look a lot richer in detail, and the water on Virmire looked really good. Here's all the tech changes they're adding. There is now tone mapping, anti-aliasing, volumetrics and fog, depth of field and bloom, broke depth of field to enhance art, subsurface scattering on skin, ambient occlusion, previously only in a select few cutscenes of Mass Effect 3, is now present in the trilogy.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. All right. PC players will get a bunch of nice additions, such as controller support, DirectX 11 support, widescreen support, like ultra wide, and once again, unlock frame rate. There's no ray tracing in the Legendary Edition, but there's real-time reflections. They're still using Unreal 3 for the remaster, even on PC, which lets them use forward rendering. Essentially, the studio sticks another camera into the scene, rendering it twice, and that provides real-time reflections.
Okay.
Finally, new console improvements. They're not doing 3D audio on the PS5, but there are improvements to sound effects at the asset level, mainly for weapons, rather than the system level. Sadly, there are no supported features special for the DualSense or the Quick Resume. Instead, the remaster leverages both new-gen systems, making load times faster. BioWare is looking to improve the Legendary on the new generation with possibility for other features in the future.
Okay.
Oh. Big upgrade.
Yeah, wow, they put a lot of work into this.
I thought this was going to be like an up-res and dump type deal.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought this was going to be like, hey, man, it's prettier, it has all the DLC, we're good to go.
Right.
Which is why I was like, what the fuck is taking this so long?
Right.
But now I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, again, this goes back to, like, this kind of make or break, right?
It's like, you can't fuck this up.
Yep.
You know, if not, Mass Effect is gonna be forever remembered as, hey, do you remember those? It's like gonna go into the like bin of video game history of like, so do you remember like Deus Ex and fucking BioShock and like all these other really awesome games that came out from like 1999 to 2013 that are all dead now?
Right.
Dead Space.
I was gonna say, remember that one game that it was a trilogy, and then the end got people to call the Federal Trade Commission, and then then it died. Yeah, that game.
I mean, it's really weird. Yeah. Remember how the sequel to that awesome trilogy was this direct to VHS thing?
That was broken.
That's what I called it. I said in my I said on the like podcast and review though the week that game came out, like after putting like 20 hours into it, I'm like, this is like the straight to DVD version of Mass Effect.
Man.
You want to talk about
it?
Talk about it having issues.
Remember when it made the news because you could have sex with aliens?
Oh, that was so funny. Like, God, the mid 2000s were quaint.
Right? Yeah.
Like just, God, what a world we live in where it's just like, Fox News had like Jeff Keighley on to talk about like, oh, you can fuck an alien in this game.
Yeah.
What a quaint time that was. What a fucking weird, like just such a weird. That's just a weird thing. Like that's what it is. It was like, oh, that could only happen in that time in history. Because like if that came out now, we'd be like, yeah, okay.
Right. Well, like, I also remember, you mentioned Glenn Beck, like there was the BioShock Infinite stuff, but that like had like it was a political kind of thing, at least on the surface, but like so like that made sense, but like, oh no, sex with an alien in my video game.
That was a game that was like BioShock at least had like, okay, yeah, it has like all this political imagery and like shit in it.
Yeah.
Versus like, Mass Effect, which is just like, yeah, you can bone an alien.
Right.
And they fucking knew what they were doing when they did
that. For the time, like what else was doing that? Laser Shoot Larry, which was still like a human.
Guy game.
Holy. Yeah.
Like it was very much this thing of like, oh, sex.
The beach volleyball, Dead or Alive.
Yeah, and now fast forward like 8 years later, you have The Witcher having a fucking 3-way on top of a fucking unicorn. And it's just like no one cares.
Yep.
As it should be, but
it's just funny now thinking about it.
Yeah, like that's Mass Effect was in the news for a lot of reasons, and sometimes it was stupid reasons, admittedly.
Oh yeah.
I fully I love what that franchise is or was. I think that it's one of the I think that is an important piece of video game history, and I'm glad that they're taking the time to fucking go back and give it the love it deserves.
Yeah.
Instead of the shallow grave it was in.
Oh, quick and dirty grave.
That was one of the that was by far one of the most depressing ways I've ever seen a franchise handle. Far and away.
Right.
One of the most depressing. I just to see them rush out this fucking game that was like no one wanted, like that like could have been a cool idea, admittedly, and they rushed it out because like we're BioWare, we can fucking do anything, you know.
Right.
And that very clearly not be true.
BioWare since then has been
like I remember Anthony and I saw the writing on the wall for this shit. like we were just like because here is a very people who are catching this on the YouTube channel later, like you want to talk about like what is a very good indicator of like if a game will probably suck or not and it's AAA, how much of it they are willing to show. And they showed like one demo of that thing that wasn't very interesting. And then the rest of it was behind closed doors. And like while the general public really liked Dragon Age Inquisition,
yeah,
Anthony and I didn't, and we were like, if Mass Effect's like this, it's gonna blow. And well, yeehaw.
Yeah. Where's Dragon Age right now?
They're making a new one.
They're working on it, right?
Like they're working on a new Dragon Age, and they're working on.
But like we don't know much about it.
They're working on Dragon Age. They're working on SWTOR.
Yeah, they're still doing that. Which we have at least one person that I know of that is really into what they're doing there.
Yeah, like it's. Yeah, like and then I want to say they're apparently still working on Anthem 2.0.
That's right. They still are. Yes, you're right.
They're still fucking riding that train. Which, I mean, okay.
Best of luck to them, you know?
Oh.
We've had a couple games now that have taken this approach, and it worked. So...
It's just... And, like, BioWare is like... And the thing is, like, I would love for BioWare to be free of their EA overlords, so they could go, so Microsoft could go to them and be like, "So do you want to make a new Jade Empire?"
Jade Empire.
Or like or a new like, "Hey, do you want to make like a new KOTOR?"
Right. Yeah. A
like
KOTOR would get them quite a lot if they came out with like a KOTOR 3.
Well, like they made Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Neverwinter Nights, and they really popped off with KOTOR and Jade Empire, and like that built them to capital to like be like, fucking, we can make Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And like Mass Effect was such a big deal that like it you know, like once again, N7 Day, like trilogy.
N7 Day.
You know, all this other shit that's part of the whole Mass Effect deal. You know, like yeah, you know.
So we'll see. You know?
Yeah, here's hoping, man.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. I hope that I hope that you know it that they really rebound with that.
Yep. Real quick, I also want to say another thing that I love about this guide here is your My Games and Apps section. You can create groups of things.
Mm-hmm.
So you can group like applications, your most used applications together into one group. So you can just do that, and then you can group the games that you like to play, that you play more often. And
you can also, if you want to say, you can fully customize the layout of that guide as well.
I mean, I saw like the top bar is customizable.
Right, that's what I refer to.
Yeah.
But anyway, go on.
But like being able to be like, you know, there are some games I like to have downloaded that I'll do every once in a while, but it's not something that I'm going to pull up as like, you know, I want something to play on a whim. I'll just play this. I have a very, you know, select group of games for that. And I can create that group here. and just be able to pull it up real quick. It's awesome.
They once again, when it came to like menu and those kind of things, like they are fucking unparalleled. They it's just a matter of it's a matter of like, okay, and I think this Game Pass thing is like very much the future of the industry. It's just that they need the fucking thing. Like, it doesn't even necessarily need to be exclusive. It just needs to get you to in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right.
And we got a Psychonauts coming, but I don't think that's going to be the game.
Like, and we got the art. Like, they put out an article on Major Nelson's blog of like, here are the fucking like, not, the big games coming to Xbox this year. And I look at the list, and I look at that list, and I go like, unless some of these are secret hits, like, and that can happen. Like, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think Crossfire in particular has a real shot at that with the esports scene and everything.
Sure.
Like, it's like Adios, a cinematic game about sticking to a complicated decision. You decided you were no longer okay with letting the mob use your pigs to dispose of bodies. When your old friend, a hitman, arrives with his assistant to deliver another body, you finally tell him you're done. Your friend doesn't want you to stop. He knows that there's no such thing as quitting. He'll try to convince you that you're making a mistake. How you respond will determine the rest of your life. I mean, cool. That's an interesting premise for a game.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really fucking awesome. But I'm also like, all right, that's obviously not like for everybody.
Right.
It's a first person, like, it kind of reminds me of Firewatch, like a Campos Santos type game.
Sure. But I don't think that's going to be the game.
No, I definitely fucking not. But I think that, but I think that that's another game for Game Pass, like that. And who knows,
Game Pass is a fantastic offer. It's been I've got a new console and I'm just using it right now to just play a bunch of games I never would have otherwise touched. I'm just downloading them and going.
So, and it's like, all right, so that's the first thing that they have on this list. It's in alphabetical order, mind you.
Sure.
Adios. Then there's The Artful Escape, which that's been on their list for a while. Like, so that's another one of those Annapurna interactive games. So The Ascent, that's a co-op RPG developed by Neon Giant, targeting all the high-end tech numbers on Xbox. And it seems like a cool top-down RPG. I think this has the potential to be kind of big in a Hades or Bastion type way if the developers are smart about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we'll see. The Big Con, that's an adventure game. That's that one that was like set out in like the U.S. Southwest. That's,
oh right, yes, yeah.
Yeah, like that's it. All right. So continue down the list. Crossfire X. I keep talking about this game. It's the 610 million registered players. Fucking huge in China. It's a giant military, like really hyper realistic military game. And it's and then the weird part about the multiplayer is only free on Game Pass. The campaign is separate and being done by the Control team.
Huh. Okay.
So yeah, Dead Static Drive. Grab your bat, steal a car, take advantage against the unearthly horrors found along Route 66. So it's like a and it's another like indie hit. Echo Generation. Exo Mecha is a free-to-play online first-person shooter with mechs. Exo 1. This one is, quote, a gravity-defying... Exo was a gravity-defying interplanetary journey through space and time that's part of a mysterious narrative that unfolds before you. Master unique travel traversal system and move through the enigmatic and desolate alien landscapes. And we use new experience using gravity and momentum to hit colossal speeds and reach colossal speeds and exhilarating heights. And I look at the gameplay for it, and it looks all right. Like it seems like a fun, once again, like weird side thing.
Sure.
The Gunk, new game from the SteamWorld people.
That's right.
Halo Infinite, we already know what the fuck that is.
Sure.
The Last Stop, a new game from Variable State, creators of Virginia. So that's a name. All right, that was a big title for a hot minute. You remember Virginia, right? It's that game with the African American woman. Patrick Clark.
My dumbass just put Virginia into the Google search. Oh yeah, no, you know the state of Virginia. No, I have not seen this game actually, but yeah, people have talked about it.
A bunch of people went banana. A bunch of incels went cuckoo over it because of SJW reasons that aren't real.
Which of course probably boosted it.
Yeah, and that made it even more popular. So that was a fairly good game, and their new game, The Last Stop, is from the award-winning creators of Virginia. It's a game that is a single-player, third-person adventure set in London where you play as 3 separate characters whose worlds collide during a supernatural crisis. In the 3 stories, you'll meet Donna, a spaced-out high schooler who feels trapped by her stifling home life, John, an overworked middle-aged single dad, and Mina, a ruthless, ambitious professional who struggles to find the same satisfaction with her family that she does in the thrill of her work. It's an anthology connecting 3 stories and one centered on secret lives, the ties that bind, and how magic can be found in the mundane.
Mm-hmm.
That actually looks pretty good. I think that is I don't think that sells a console.
Right.
But I think that's going to be very much popular with the Firewatch indie type crowds. Same thing with the Artful Escape.
Sure.
Lake, in September 1st, 1986, you take on the role of 40-something Meredith Weiss, who returns from a big city to her quiet hometown. She exchanges her busy career at a software company to fill in for her dad, the local mail carrier. During her 2-week stay in the beautiful Providence Oaks, Oregon, she runs to a few familiar faces as well as plenty of new folk. You'll get to decide who to talk to and who to befriend or even start a romantic relationship with. Whatever happens at the end of her stint, she'll have to make up her mind, return to her demanding job in the big city or stay in the town she grew up in.
That's an interesting... I wonder what that game looks like.
Interesting premise. I'm gonna look at the developer of it. Hold on. Because that seems like a cool idea.
Depending on who, what the game actually is. Okay, now I'm looking at. Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah. Once again, this is one of those indie darlings, a Firewatch, something like that. It was shown at the Indie Collective. Interesting, to say the least.
Right. No, I will be interested to hear how people take that game. But that's also, again, that's not the kind of game that we're looking for in this conversation.
So I think that's let me see what we have here. They haven't said of Perfect Darks this year, not yet.
I doubt it, but I guess I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's a lot of time between now and then.
Little Witch in the Woods, Stardew Valley for Witches.
Okay, hell yeah.
Being billed as.
Wait a minute, yeah.
Yeah, literally, it's like Stardew Valley, but like you play a witch.
Mastery Witchery by learning potions. I need to see what this game looks like, but that sounds great.
The ultimate goal is to mastery witchery by learning potions, which says the medium already out.
Yep.
Flight Simulator, but for console. Psychonauts 2.
Yep.
RPG Time. School's out. Meet up in an empty classroom for a grand adventure with a young aspiring game developer and his very own RPG. He was housed by his hand-drawn creations journey into a magical world of magic.
Okay.
Sable. Sable is a coming-of-age tale through exploration, strikingly rendered open-world desert. Scorn. We've already. That's okay. Scorn. That's got some chops.
It'll be interesting to see what that
that's
ends up being as a full game.
You know, Everwild is supposed to be this year. I don't
know.
Whatever
that is.
Yeah, like this goes into like the art, you know. This goes into like, and the thing is like Microsoft holds their cards pretty close to their vest. So like we could do E3 or whatever the E3 equivalent this year, and it could be like, oh holy shit, they fucking Forza's out in a couple months and Fable's out next year, and Halo is doing Halo, and it could be a very different monster when that comes around.
Right.
But okay, so She Dreams Elsewhere. Surreal RPG about dreams and the extent to which they mirror reality. Features surreal, so let me look at I'm just gonna start looking at pulling up trailers for this.
Let's see.
She Dreams Elsewhere.
Yeah. Game after that looks like a snowboarding game.
Very Undertale-y.
Oh, okay.
Very, very Undertale-y. Okay, interesting. Shredders. I've heard about that. Song of Iron. Tunic. 12 minutes. Apparently, 12 minutes. It's billed as an interactive thriller. Blend genres of film and games, and fucking Willem Dafoe and Daisy Ridley are going to be in it.
And James McAvoy as well. Like that's a hell of a thing. Yeah, no, we remember 12 minutes. It's not my kind of game, but that's something that with that kind of acting talent.
It's another dude. Xbox and Annapurna just need to get a room already. Like, holy shit. This is like the 30th fucking game from Annapurna Interactive on here. What in the world? Right, I remember this trailer.
Yes.
I remember. I thought this was 2 E3s ago. It was cool as hell. Where the fuck did this go?
It's gonna come out this year, apparently.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, not a system seller, but fucking on Game Pass. Hells yeah, son.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. That's a Unexplored 2: The Wayfarer's Legacy. Warhammer.
Warhammer. Yep.
This is already out, but it's technically on PS5 because you can play the PS4 versions, but they're not all 4K'd and shit.
Sure.
Which is the Yakuza collection, and then Yakuza 6 in March. The Wild Heart and Way to the Woods.
So, yeah, like I guess like the one that stands out to me just from this list in a traditional sense is Scorn.
Yeah, like Scorn and like Warhammer.
Yeah.
Like those are the two that really, and like to be fair, like they had their showcase back in what was that, July? They showed Halo.
Yep.
And we got a nice long 10-minute Halo demo there, and then we got we got State of Decay 3 confirmed, right?
Right.
And then that game admittedly does look really cool, but there's no date on it.
Okay.
And then we got Forza Motorsport Next Gen, which this is not on Xbox One. It is straight on Next Gen, but like once again, 2022 at soonest.
Yep.
Everwild, 2022 at soonest. We don't know what it is.
Right.
They're defining it as an adventure game. Oh fuck. The game with the trans boy.
I don't remember the name of that.
Yeah, I played it last year. It's by the Life is Strange people. That was in their demo. That came out this year. Fuck. Well, I feel bad for getting the name of it. I feel like kind of a dick, in all honesty. Not Life is Strange. Fuck. What was it? God damn it. Tell me why. Tell me why.
Does that tell me why? Okay.
Tell me why. That game was pretty good. But, like, once again, you have to be into the Life is Strange kind of thing.
Yep. It seems they're leaning hard into that angle, which we will see how that strategy plays out.
They're gonna fucking win all the fucking game awards. Fuck selling the most games. We want to be the most prestigious.
Yeah, right.
Ori in the Will of the Wisp, but now it's in 4K and 120 FPS. Which actually, if you play that game in on the Series X, they're running it at 6K in the background and then downsampling.
Whoa.
Outer Worlds.
Yep.
Outer Worlds DLC.
Yep.
Grounded, which I feel like they could have made a bit like. I feel like if they would have just waited to put this shit out all at the console's launch, instead of putting out before the console was even fucking out.
Yep.
They could have been like, yeah, we're launching like 15 fucking games.
Like, yeah, you can say it's part of Game Pass, like, of course, but that extra oomph of releasing day one. Probably would have helped.
Avowed, but okay, they just put out a game last year, so Avowed is like 3-4 years out.
Ugh.
Like, I would be surprised. Like, if that comes in 2022, I would be shocked.
Sure.
Like I would be like, holy shit, that was quick. Then they did. Then they showed that like Midwest game, like the one with like kind of a comic book look to it. The fuck's it called? Lordy, forgetting its name. You're like traveling through the like American Southwest and shit.
I couldn't tell you. I'm too busy playing Fusion Frenzy.
Are you really?
Yep. Come on.
Bill Gates' favorite next. Then they showed Hellblade 2, which I'm wondering where the fuck has that game been? Because like,
yeah, right.
It showed when the console was announced. Like, I thought that was gonna be like the way they showed that game. I thought, oh, this is gonna be a launch title,
right? But that's another one. That's another like people know what Hellblade is.
No, like, and that was one that would move fucking units. All right, okay, we got Psychonauts 2. Great. I think that'll move some units. Not enough units that you want to move, but some.
If it's real damn good, then like maybe.
I bring this next part up as a big deal. All current Destiny 2 expansions.
Yes.
So so like that just murdered Destiny on PC for me.
Right, absolutely, but also it's like again, you need something else, like to be like day one. Here's something that's on Game Pass. Like, you know what I mean? It's just.
No, I got you. Like, I have not been in the mood for Destiny. Otherwise, I would have been, doing that. Let's see. Then they showed Stalker. Stalker's big.
Stalker's a big one.
Warhammer. This is already out, but Tetris Effect Connected.
Right.
The Gunk, we already went over that.
Yes, we did.
We already went over the Medium.
We went over the Medium plenty of today.
Went over Phantasy Star already.
Yep.
We went over Crossfire. Um,
Crossfire. Yeah.
they showed their Game Pass studios, and then Fable
And then they're working on Fable, which
and Perfect Dark.
right. Yeah, Perfect Dark will be a big one. Fable will be a big one. But
so here's what. So right now we're still in the stages of the consoles where they can't produce enough to where people are, like, they're sold out no matter what.
right.
And they're speculating that's going to be the case until like the end of 2021.
Right.
Like, so maybe it's not as big of a deal that this shit ain't out yet. And maybe, and like, okay, Halo caps off the year, and then all right, let's say in 2022, best case scenario, you get Forza, and you get Fable,
Yeah.
and you get like maybe that's their game plan. Like maybe it's like, okay, hey, 2022, you're getting Fable, you're getting Forza, you're getting Perfect Dark. We are the best place to play Destiny. Get fucked.
I can see that.
Like, is that the game plan? Like, that's that, because like I look over at PS5, right?
Yes.
And we'll do this to wrap up.
Yeah.
I look over at PS5. And I am gonna pull up their showcase if they would fucking let me, please. I just love how I'm just trying to show up their showcase, and like I find like everyone else reacting to their showcase.
Sure.
And I'm just like, God damn it. Okay, fine, this works. Whatever. No, this showcase was a month after. But oh wait, no, this was the okay. So they open up with they opened up with oh no, am I looking at the right one? Hold on.
I don't know.
It's not. Alright, so Spider-Man. No, okay. So no, I think IGN showed me something else. Here we go. Future of Gaming show. So, all right. So they open up with PlayStation logos, PlayStation stuff. Here's PlayStation Studios, and then we get all that good stuff.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, we're fucking PlayStation, aren't we? And then we get a GTA 5 trailer.
Man, I can't believe they ended with that.
Oh, they opened with it.
Or they
Like,
opened,
God,
yeah.
How fucking like
That was a
like
choice.
when you saw like fucking, do you just hear the room go silent? Like wherever you were when the Rockstar logo popped. You're like, no.
Oh,
Are they opening this shit with GTA 6? Like, I mean, and I'm sure the visual update will be nice. And I just want to say, hey, imagine all these features and quick load times
with Grand Theft Auto.
With Grand Theft Auto 5, even if it is just 5.
Even if it's just 5, like playing GTA Online without having to wait a SpongeBob episode to play it.
Yeah, and then they open up with Miles Morales, which is not a full sequel, but that game was awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of my top 10 games of the year.
Good game.
And they show, which they say Gran Turismo's this year, but I don't believe them. They say that.
Yeah.
But I don't believe, if it comes out this year and they're fucking honored their word, all right, fucking cool. Great. I don't believe them.
Right.
Then Ratchet and Clank, that's huge. That's a big one.
Huge.
Big game. Big game. And then okay, then they got a game that's not out till I'm saying at the soonest 2024. Like a Square RPG that doesn't have a title.
Right.
Then we have that Annapurna interactive game where you play as a cat.
That's right. Yep.
Then they talk about how it's a 4K Blu-ray player, which cool.
Yep.
Nice. Then they show Returnal, which that could be a big game. We don't know. Then Sackboy's A Big Adventure, which from what I've heard is a mostly alright platformer.
All right.
Destruction All Stars, which I played this week, which was a fine multiplayer game, like action destruction derby type thing.
Yeah.
Then they showed off, more interesting indie games. The thing with these interesting indie games, though, is like, how many am I actually gonna play?
Yep.
Because they're all $20. They're $15, $20 a pop. Some even more now. Like this, I forget the name of it, but this like little RPG with little monsters, like looks cool. Kena, Bridge of Spirits. But if it's like $30, am I really gonna play that?
Right.
No. Like, okay, admittedly, this game I probably will play if no matter what price it is, because it looks dumb and amazing. Goodbye, Volcano High.
Sure.
The dinosaur adventure game. That's all right. A new Oddworld, but once again, I go back to my time of meeting Lauren Lanning and bringing up Stranger's Wrath, and he just looked pissed. So.
Just colored your whole experience.
Showed off another indie game, another Annapurna Active joint, but like first person Japan, and then showed off Ghostwire and Death, which Ghostwire looks cool, and I believe that is a timed No, that's multiplayer. It's Deathloop. That's the exclusive.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Which that's fairly big. It's a big-ish deal.
It's an interesting game.
More indie, more VR. What was the game that Godfall turned out to suck? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
They got that Annapurna interactive game from the Hyper Light Drifter people coming out. They have a new Hitman, which we've already talked about, and also runs better on Xbox.
Sure.
Doesn't stop them licensing deals, though.
No.
They showed off Astrobot. It comes with the console. It's cute.
They
showed off that RPG where you play a young boy, like on an adventure, and then like counterpart the old man at home, like just living. I don't know what that is. It looked really interesting. That's actually like a lot of the NBA 2K Bugsnax ended up being okay. Resident Evil Village, that's going to be on everything, but it's still there.
Yep.
Deathloop, that's an exclusive. Could be really cool. We'll see.
Yep.
Like Resident Evil, like being in their trailer though, it helps.
Oh God, yeah, it does.
That new Capcom game, Pragmata, we don't know what it is. Horizon Forbidden West. Once again, Horizon is supposedly this fucking year. I don't believe it. It just sounds crazy. But then, you think about, okay, that game came out 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
Well,
they've probably been working.
They put out that DLC and then they were done.
Yep.
And then they got, and then once again, this one I still do not fucking buy it. Whether it's like God of War 2020 Ragnarok 2021.
If they can pull off this lineup all coming out in 2021, I don't know if Xbox has. They don't have the name power to match that.
And then okay, so let's say both companies, let's say Sony gets best case scenario.
Yeah.
Let's say Sony gets best case scenario. So that means you're getting Horizon, Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo,
God of War.
God of War. All in one fucking year, bro.
Yep.
Oh fuck, I forgot I had fucking Halo on Quick Resume. Awesome. Cool. Great. But so all in 1 year.
Yep.
And then you have Resident Evil is gonna be marketed as it, even though it's not exclusive. And Miles Morales and Demon's Souls are already out.
Mm-hmm.
And And then they had that second showcase of theirs where they're like, Final Fantasy, and like, I know Final Fantasy says exclusive on it, but I know it's not.
Sure.
I know that shit is gonna get ported at some point.
Yeah, it's at least like timed exclusive.
Yeah, and then Judgment just got ported to Xbox, so it plays. But like, I mean, like looking at that lineup and looking at what Microsoft's doing, I'm just like, bro, fucking Halo better be like this needs to be Halo 1/2 levels of like, it don't matter what you have,
right?
You have Halo,
right? Because yeah.
Like I'm, because like what's video? Because okay, let's because there are plenty of multi-plats coming out this year that the Xbox can. There's plenty of stuff to play. There's plenty of shit to play on the Xbox.
Sure.
Back 4 Blood is going to be on Xbox. Gotham Knights, Mass Effect is going to be on Xbox.
Yeah.
Is Returnal's really an exclusive? Yeah, it's published by Sony. Okay. Little Monsters going to be on Xbox. Far Cry going to be on Xbox. Hitman, Balan Wonderland. Ghostwire Tokyo. Yes, okay. That's on PC, which will eventually mean it probably. So like, they're like, oh, Guilty Gear. I know Guilty Gear is like not that big of a franchise, but that is an exclusive for PlayStation.
Damn. Okay.
So Gotham Knight. Oh, I already mentioned it. Yeah, Gotham Knights is on everything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no. Xbox needs to have something. Needs to have like a couple games that are secret right now, or are a lot farther along.
Or one of those games that we don't think is like all that.
Yeah.
Has to pop off.
Right.
Like, and that could happen. Like, crazy shit happens all the time.
I mean, sure. I'm kind of sitting here hoping Exomecha is good.
Yeah.
Just looking at this, like, the environments aren't necessarily the most interesting thing, but, like, seeing these warthogs, this is literally a warthog in this screenshot with, like, these Titanfall Vanquish-looking dudes with Dragon Zord mechs fighting each other. There's a guy surfing on a missile. Ugh. I hope that game's good. But
yeah,
a lot of those games we just went through the list for 2021, and like, there are games that are going to be for some people, absolutely, but there's just not this. It does not hit hard, and when you read them off.
No, it does not. And I pulled up the list. I pulled up the like full list for the coming year, right? Like on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And it's like. And I'm looking through it. I'm like, great, the baseball game got ported. Great, Judgment's no longer an exclusive. Grand Theft Auto, Back 4 Blood, awesome. And I'm looking through this list, and I'm like, I like look at it, and I'm like, okay, well, let's say that Microsoft has best case scenario for some of these. Halo is everything it needs to be, and then go from there. And then and the thing is, you never, once again, you never know. And to be fair, like Horizon could feel old because it also has to run on an older system,
right?
Like that is a fact. Like a game could feel old, and I really have a hard time fucking God of War is coming out. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can't fucking picture it. Like, with them showing nothing. Like, literally nothing. Well, and yeah, like that's my hard sell at this point, is like,
yeah,
really fucking okay.
It honestly sounds like Microsoft is betting on that being the case, where Sony's just going to take the It's like they're going to say these people are expecting these games coming out in 2021, so they will go PS5 first, and then later on, like if we can't get those games out there in time, then we push them, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, like, and the thing is Microsoft just wants you in the ecosystem. So if you just buy all this shit on PC, they don't care. They're good.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
They're having a great day, especially because you can play all their shit crossplay on with PC players.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're shrinking their ecosystem in a meaningful way. You know, it's
interesting.
Yeah.
It's an interesting, you know. I like to stay out of the social media aspect of the console wars because people are fucking idiots. But
Yep,
I do like watching these two companies try to
outmaneuver each other without saying they're outmaneuvering each other.
Right. You can't state anything like up front, especially because you know timing is important.
Yeah, and I you know, and once again, so, and the thing is Ratchet and Clank was supposed to be launch window, right? Like launch window.
That sounds right.
No, that was right. Like Ratchet and Clank launch window, I believe.
Okay.
Let me double check.
What is launch window? First year?
Well, like most of the time that means like by spring. The first half of 2021.
Wow, that is close.
So like that could be any time of the night, and I'm like, we've heard no release date. We got that gameplay demo at Gamescom, and it was like nothing after.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where is the release date, homies?
Yeah.
Where's the release date? I need to know. And then like, yeah, man, it's just, yeah, I don't know. And you know, once again, Microsoft is, because it's like, okay, Microsoft's if you, assuming that you only give a shit about the new games, then what you got on Xbox was Tetris Effect Connected, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and Gears Tactics for exclusive.
Yeah.
So that's what you got.
Yep.
And then on the Sony side, you got on the Sony side, you got what was it? Spider-Man, Demon Souls, Sackboy, Astrobot.
Yeah.
And like Yakuza is no longer exclusive in March. So you know, so that's like Gears Tactics was a great game. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, like, but it's just like that's really hard when it's like you can play Gears Tactics and you know, and fucking you can play Gears Tactics and Tetris, or you can play motherfucking Spider-Man.
Right.
Like that's a fucking tall order, sir. And like I don't think, and like Demon Souls is like weird. I think that is a game that I think in our circles has more clout than it actually has like in reality. But I think that it's still a pretty, you know, I still think that's a good ass game. That, you know, for some people will move fucking units.
Yeah.
So and it's so, and then I don't think Sackboy and Astrobot are on. So take that how you will.
Sure.
But like it's yeah, like the narrative is that, hey, you know, like the exclusives are over here. Even if like the performance, like everything else on Xbox, but it's the exclusives are over here. And that is very, you know, we'll see how much it matters because, you know, they're both sold out all the fucking time right now.
Right.
Oh, so we don't know, like, and we don't know how much like they actually, we don't know how much they're actually worth. So
exactly.
Anyway, we should call it a night, man.
Absolutely. It's always fun to talk about this stuff, but
indeed.
Yep.
All right, we don't have enough people to raid, so we're just gonna call it a night.
Yeah, thanks,
Bye,
guys. This is fun. Talk to you later.
See you tomorrow for Pirates.
Pirates tomorrow.
6 p.m.
See ya.
Bye.